Greetings all. On today's video, I'm going to walk through how to get a sound like this. First off, you'll need a guitar. So I'm using a Paul Reed Smith PRS baritone guitar tuned B to B, so it's lower than a standard guitar. If you don't have a baritone guitar, that's fine. Just use your standard guitar. You'll be playing in the key of E instead of the key of B. Next, you'll need a compressor, and I'm using the Wampler Ego, and you'll want to set the compressor so you get a kind of a nice squashed sound. After the compressor, you'll want to plug in an overdrive pedal. Now, you probably don't want a fuzz pedal or a distortion pedal that's kind of designed for metal music. Get something that's more kind of off in the overdriven amp sound kind of land, okay? I'm using the Strymon Riverside, and here's what my settings sound like with this pedal. So get yourself an overdrive pedal, kind of like that one. Run that compressor into it. That'll give it a nice smooth sound. Next up, you'll need a volume pedal, and I'm using my trusty Morley Little Alligator. Okay, enough said. If you don't know anything about volume pedals, you can check out some other videos I have on that topic. After the volume pedal, you're going to need a delay. And specifically, to get this type of a sound, you're going to need a delay with a tape delay simulation. I'm using the Source Audio Nemesis, which has a really nice tape delay. So let's check that out. Let's just run the clean sound through it at first. Okay, so I hope you heard what's going on. So with most tape delays, pedals that do tape delays, as the delay fades out with the feedback, it tends to get a little more and more distorted. So check that out again here. Okay, you can hear a little grit building up with each repeat. And that, for this particular sound, you'll want a lot of repeats. Again, here are the repeats. Okay, and I've got the delay time set to 1.2 seconds. 1.2 seconds, okay? And so that's the basic delay sound. After that, you're going to want a little bit of reverb. I'm using the Neunaber Immerse. Check this out. Okay, so depending on what kind of reverb you have, you'll use a hall, probably a hall setting, maybe a room setting. Set it kind of long so you've got a fair amount of decay on the reverb. And you'll probably want the reverb level to be kind of halfway up, so the reverb's a little bit below the dry signal, but not too much. All right, so let's start putting all these effects together and see what we get. First, let's bring in the distortion. Actually, turn off the delay there. First, let's bring in the distortion. Here we go. So that's that. Let's bring in some delay. And what you're going to hear is that I kind of play off of the repeats of the delay. So let's see what the tempo of the delay is. Okay, that's going to be the tempo of the song. Here we go. Okay, so that's what I'm doing with the delay. So it's not a dotted eighth delay, but if you can imagine, at the edge from U2, right, kind of playing off that dotted eighth delay with the tempo, that's kind of what I'm doing here, just with a more straight delay. And the rhythm's really coming more from my pick rather than the delay. All right, that's enough of that. You get the picture, right? So play around with that. If you haven't seen my How to Play Ambient Guitar with Hybrid Picking, check it out wherever I put the link here. All right, lastly, let's add in the reverb, and it's going to make it a little bit bigger, as you would expect. Here's what we get. All right, not bad. So let's add the delay and the reverb together. All right, that is a lot of sound. All right, so how do you keep it from getting out of hand? And it's really in the way you play with your right hand. So a lot of palm muting. Okay, if you don't palm mute, hopefully you know how to palm mute. If you don't palm mute, it's just going to be notes like out the wazoo. That's a technical musical term, wazoo, by the way. And you're going to end up really sounding super muddy. It's already kind of muddy, right, with the delay and the reverb. But with the palm muting, you can keep everything more or less under control. Okay, I say more or less under control, right? We don't want it too far under control. We want it to be a little out there. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to Chords of Orion. Hit that bell notification. I've got ambient guitar-related content coming every week. Love to have you on board. And as always, I'll see all of you on the next video.